Okay, so our next guest, passion, is really about female financial empowerment. She is a financial advisor, and today she is our expert, Ingrid Falip from Edward Jones. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really appreciate it. I got to read this because your company did a survey to find out how confident women felt about their finances.
True.
Okay, so what did you find?
So out of 1,000 people, we commissioned a survey. Out of 1,000 women, 7 out of 10 said that they felt that they were financially confident.
Great.
66% had never met with a financial advisor.
Okay.
Not so great.
Yes.
And only 25% said that they had, planning for their retirement as a goal in the next 2 to 5 years.
Okay.
So,
why?
Yeah, exactly. So we think that what that means is that women are prioritizing their short-term family needs above their own.
Okay. Makes sense, because you're so busy planning everybody else's life.
Exactly. We forget to put ourselves on our own to-do list. And also, financial planning can seem like a big, big hairy mess.
Right.
And so we recommend getting together with a financial advisor, getting together and kind of parsing out what's important to you and taking it in little bits so that you can achieve the goals that that you need to.
I'm just wondering, do a lot of women come to you and are embarrassed because I feel like it's like when you're not sure if a credit card's going to go through. You just don't want someone in your finances to be like, wow, you really messed this up.
But
you don't do that.
Men and women.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
We're not alone in this. Everybody has the same sort of fears going into it.
Okay, so today, we should say, we've talked all about the stock market, and some people are worried about their investments, like 401ks. Do you think that people should be worried at this time? Because we've talked about how close we are maybe to getting into another recession.
So volatility is a part of investing.
Yeah.
And you need to keep your eye on the long term and structure your portfolio in a way that's going to be able to withstand any of that volatility. So it's important to work with a financial advisor to create a portfolio that has the appropriate asset allocation.
Okay, so when do you think the best time is to start saving or investing?
Right now. Time is your
biggest
asset. No matter how old you are, time is your biggest asset. That's the big piece, is just start. You can start small, you can start big, but just get started.
Okay, but why do you think it's so important to be, I guess, financially savvy right now? I mean, that seems like a silly question, but it does seem like money's on top of mind.
Especially for women. Okay, so 80% of men die married. 80% of women die single.
Because we're outliving men?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so the piece is, women should be involved in all the financial discussions. If someone from your family is meeting with a financial advisor, you should be a part of that discussion. We're looking at a transfer of wealth of $68 trillion from one generation to the next over the next 25 years. It's really important to have a financial strategy before some major life event occurs and makes you start to rethink. You don't want to wait for something major to happen to begin to create something that's going to have an impact over your lifetime.
Right.
Get started now. Start the conversation at least. So you have a footing, you have some bearing on how you want to get started, and so that you can start talking to someone about where you want to end up.
Okay, so it's never too late is what you're saying.
No, please, please, please. And meet with somebody, meet somebody that you feel good about meeting with. Meet somebody find a financial advisor that makes you feel heard, that you can connect with, so that you can accurately and confidently communicate what's important to you, because that's the biggest piece.
Yeah. Okay, well, you're going to stick around, so if you have any questions, you said you can't answer all the personal ones, but we're going to try to answer some basic and give you some basic general knowledge at home. So text your questions to 206-448-4545. Ingrid, thank you so much for answering those questions and also for sticking around.
Absolutely,
we really appreciate it. Okay, let's get back over to Chris and Chris. We have put the call out, so now we have texts coming in. And
I can't wait.
Yeah. So I know that you can't, answer everyone, but here's one. I'm 31 years old. Should I start thinking about long-term medical care, funds for assisted living, nursing home, etc.? I have great Boeing medical insurance now, but I'm worried about after retirement when Medicare and Medicaid kicks in.
So that would be a very individual question depending on where they are in their own. There are so many things to consider when you're creating a financial strategy.
Sure.
So yes, those are great goals, and yes, it's important to consider them. It's also important to look at the big picture. So for example, where would it fit in her budget? She is 31 years old. what kind of investment timeline is she looking at? How would that fit into her portfolio? Long-term care can, oh gosh, be a really good thing. Yes, it can be a really good thing, but it's something that needs to be discussed on a one-to-one basis with your financial advisor.
Okay, got it. Let's see if we can get some from the Five Hive. Colton says, what are the biggest mistakes people make when planning for their future?
Putting it off.
Okay.
Because it seems like such a big task. It seems like such a big deal that people don't realize that your biggest asset is time. So starting right now, starting small, starting with whatever you have.
Even if you're 45 or 50.
Exactly, or 50 or wherever you are.
Okay.
It's really important to, or even if you think somebody else is taking care of it, definitely start to put things on paper, or on the internet, of course, right? Get onto a website that will allow you to add your outside assets, will allow you to create goals, and hopefully have a financial advisor, someone that's able to listen to you, make you feel heard, and then create actionable financial strategies so that we can get you there.
Okay. We have another one coming in. Can we see this one? So I would like to know generally, how much money should you have when you retire?
Depends. It really does. It's individual as well because it depends on how much you spent.
Right? And where you live, right?
And where you live, exactly. So there are some people that $2,000 a month is good, and for some people, $10,000 a month is not enough.
Okay.
So it really depends on where you are, what your personal budget is like, and then also what is your timeline? Where are you starting? Where are you ending? Are you planning on working on in retirement? There's so many different factors. That's the reason why it's kind of an individual thing as well. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have time for one more question. Should people pay off their mortgage or save for retirement?
Absolutely individual. I'm so sorry.
No,
I apologize. No, because it really depends on where you are in life, right?
Okay.
How much else do you have put aside? It's all part of a big financial picture, and that's the really big piece to talk with a financial advisor again, is because they can interpret what's happening in your life, where you are right now, where you want to go, and how to get you there, and then to help you stay on track over the long term.
Okay. Gotcha. Any lasting advice for people before we say goodbye?
Get started now.
Get started now.
That's the big piece, and don't put it off. Put your personal financial strategy on your to-do list and make it happen.
On a to-do list that you can actually cross off.
There it is. Just get started.
Thank you, Ingrid, so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I really liked it. Yeah, that was great. Thank you.
Okay, let's get over to Chris.